Hello there, my loyal fan base. I'm looking forward to your feedback on these special teaser trailers that I'll be making for all of you. I'll be looking for your opinions, your views, and your likes on them. This will truly determine if I will make them into canon stories once there is a slot open, but if they do not reach the requirements that I'm hoping for, they will just stay as trailers. But with all that said, let's get into this teaser trailer.
Maybe in a million miles on a highway through the skies. Someday soon we'll be together.
No, I honestly don't think you can become a hero.
It's been centuries since the Holy Grail was destroyed, and with it came a bunch of chaotic changes to the magical world and a new system to the Grail Wars known as the class cards. But what happens when the class cards are actually a part of you instead of being something completely separate? This is how the story will begin. Zuko, wake up, you're going to be late for the entrance exam. Zuko shook his head in annoyance from being woken up as he yawned a little bit, showing off his shark-like teeth. I'm getting up, Mom, don't worry, even if I'm late that school will accept me. They would be fools if they didn't. Inko just shook her head, wondering where her son's attitude come from as she started to see him go to the bathroom and quickly get ready as she saw the bright shimmer of his red eyes and the red birthmarks underneath them. But what surprised her is that he was grabbing his crimson spear that seemed to have Celtic runes written onto it. Do you really think it's necessary for you to bring along your gay bulg? Izuku gave his mother a cheeky smile, making sure to show off his sharp teeth. I might not use it, but at least I'll use it as a sign of intimidation and just in case I find somebody truly worthy of fighting. Go was worried about her son, sometimes acting like he was more villainous than heroic. Just don't kill anyone and please have fun. He gives his mother a thumbs up as he heads out the door. Instead of taking the stairs, he decides to leap off of the walkway from his apartment, going building to building, heading to UA at top speed, which takes him only a few minutes as he crashed down in front of UA's gates, causing a couple of people to stumble and fright, others to stumble in annoyance, and others just sizing him up as competition. But something did catch Izuku's eye, which was a girl with pink hair wearing some kind of sleep mask or maybe a blindfold over her eyes, but she seemed to be walking perfectly fine, so he walked over to her, but the moment he got close she turned around like she could see him and expect him coming. Can I help you? Izuku was kind of annoyed that he didn't get the chance to scare the girl thinking that she was blind. Not really, I just thought that you were interesting. Are you wearing that blindfold over your eyes to challenge yourself? She tilted her head in confusion by the question, but then she realized that it's not normal for people to usually cover their eyes and be able to walk around like everything is fine. Oh, the blindfold is because my quirk is in my eyes. If people were to see them, they could turn to stone if they don't have a strong enough will. Izuku started to smile wide, thinking that that would be an excellent challenge for his own will. Interesting, maybe sometime you'll have to give me a chance to test my own will against your eyes, so what's your name? The girl took a step back, wondering why he was so okay with wanting to see her eyes, especially knowing how dangerous it could be. My name is Ochaku Utaraka. What is your name? Izuku didn't know why, but he felt a strange connection with this girl. Izuku Midori, I have a strange question for you, but has there been some kind of weird itch in the back of your mind ever since we started talking? Ochaku breathes a sigh of relief. I'm so glad that you said it because it was bothering me too, but as much as I would like to continue our chat, I want to make sure to get going so we can take the entrance exam. I'm assuming that's why you're here as well, right? Izuku saw her about to walk away. She turned her back to him as he just gave her a slap on the ass as he walked off himself. I'll see you around, cutie. Ochako blushed, not used to people talking to her so freely or even wanting to touch her after knowing what her eyes could do to them. Yeah, see you around. After a long boring lecture about the point system for taking down robots and a guy with blue hair with a stick up his ass causing a scene, each student made it down to their own testing ground, only for Izuku to find Ochako leaning up against the wall. As he was about to make his way over to him, the prick from earlier decided to put his hand on his shoulder. Are you really about to go over there and distract that girl who already has a handicap in the situation? Izuku was straight up annoyed. I'm going to give you a minute to remove your hand before I remove it from your arm. A blue-haired boy with glasses started to step back a little bit, intimidated. Are you sure you're in the right place? Speaking like that to a random person is like the act of a villain. Izuku rolled his eyes, almost wanting to bash this guy guy's teeth in. Look, whoever you are, get the hell away from me. I'm not in the mood to talk to somebody who already annoyed the hell out of me. The guy started to do karate chops like a robot. Your attitude does not suit that of a hero, but maybe we can start over. My name is Ida. Izuku walked past him, not caring who he was. Whatever, go bother someone who cares. While the both of them were bickering back and forth, President Mike showed up on top of the giant gates as they were opening. No one was moving until Izuku started to rush into the city, only for people to start yelling at him for cheating by entering the city early. That's when President Mike said that there's no countdowns in real life, making everybody surprised as Izuku continued to run into the city. While all the other competitors started to rush into the city, wanting to make sure they got plenty of points themselves. Izuku noticed some of the robots, so he started to punch them like they were paper as they fell apart so easily. Oh, come on, I was expecting these things to be a lot tougher than that. While he was standing in the middle of the street waiting for more robots to show up, one snuck up behind him as he was getting ready to turn around to attack it, only for a large metal spike connected to a chain to pierce right through it and tear it apart. Izuku followed the chain with his eyes up to the buildings when he saw the pink-haired beauty that he was talking to earlier. You having fun, Shark Teeth? Izuku chuckled. I really am curious on how you can see with both of your eyes covered. You might have to teach me that trick. The both of them were having a little bit of a chit-chat as they were both attacking robots that showed up to attack them as Izuku grabbed the red spear that was on his back and threw it at one of the robots that was about to attack Ochako in the back. I think we're equal, princess. Ochako leaps off of the building that she was standing on top of as she crash lands right behind Izuku, being back to back. He may be even, but you lost your weapon. Izuku smirked as he raised his hand as the crimson red spear came flying back and landed right into his hand. I don't remember losing my weapon. Can you remind me on how I lost it? Ochako put both of her hands on her hips as she puffed at her cheeks a little bit. Show off. Izuku quickly grabbed one of the robots that was heading their way as he tore it in half. Oh, trust me, you don't want to see me when I'm really showing off. It might make you really flustered. Ochako just shook her head. I'm sure it's not as impressive as you're trying to make it out to be, but then again, I know how to make boys rise up when I start to show off. After about 15 minutes of them flirting while destroying dozens upon dozens of robots, the zero-pointer starts to show itself as it's stomping around the city, heading right for them as they then just look at each other. Ochako smiles lightly while Izuku had a massive grin on his face. Acting quickly, Ochako started to throw the spikes right through the robot's legs, pinning it down to the ground with her chains easily as Izuku leaped into the air, charging energy into his spear, and proceeding to throw the spear right through the robot's head, causing it to crash down on the streets below. Ochako started to sway her hips back and forth after seeing that. Okay, I'm not going to deny that got me a little bit hot. Izuku just looked back at her. Calm down, girl. If you keep on talking like that, you might end up a little bit sticky by the end of this exam. As the entrance exam ends, we cut over to the monitoring room where all of UA's teaching staff along with the principal, but what was really surprising is members of the Hero Safety Committee were there overlooking the testing site. So, what do you think, Principal Nezu? Nezu took a quick sip from his tea. I definitely think we have found at least 2 candidates for the class cards, but for what class they reside in is yet to be found, so I have to continue to look them over. Gracer had decided to join the conversation as he looked up at his clipboard, showing that he was taking notes on everything. From what I was able to observe, they seem to be very comfortable with one another even though they don't know each other, along with treating the entrance exam like some kind of little game so they can flirt with each other. Midnight was looking over her notes a little bit concerned. I think the one with the blindfold was Ochako Uraraka. It concerns me thinking that she might be blind or just so arrogant to the point where she is trying to limit herself. We might have to do further research into her. Our loader was more fascinated with their tools and how they were able to do things that kind of break the laws of physics. If they get accepted into UA, I hope they allow me to analyze their weapons. They seem to be masterpieces of the highest degree. Nezu nodded, appreciating all of the notes that his teaching staff had been taking, but then he noticed that All Might has been awfully quiet during all of this. What about you, All Might? What is your opinion on all of this? All Might sat back in his chair with a gloomy look on his face. To be honest, I'm fear for the worst, even though we've already considered that 2 of them are candidates for class cards, but that just means that there's an upcoming war. But we also have to imagine the idea of it being a faction war, not just a regular war between the classes. We saw what happened a few years back last time that happened. Nezu hung his head down low alone, knowing that All Might was right. Well, let's just hope that we can get these two on our side if the worst does come. But in your opinion, what class do you think that they belong to? All Might thought about it and found it very difficult to place which class Ochako would be in, but at least he had an idea of which class Izuku might be a part of. The girl with the pink hair is a little bit difficult in my opinion, but how she moves and how she fights, it makes me think that she might be the assassin. As for the green hair boy, I think he might be Lancer, but then again it is too early for us just to assume which class that they are in. But that's where I'm going to leave this trailer off right now, guys. I hope that you're going to leave a lot of comments and likes for it to see this become real. So with that all said, I'm out. Bye.